There is a lot going on in Marvel Strike Force right now. We're building our Symbiote 6 team, and we just heard about this new team, the Amazing Avengers, which are featuring Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. So much to do, lots going on, good times are ahead. However, there is something that we need to be concerned about. We're facing a gear crunch, and we need to prepare for it so that we're able to build these awesome teams. We're reminded here, if we look back at the most recent blog post dated June 26th, once again, ice skating up a tower, June 29th, right? So that's the day that this video is coming out, June 29th. Things that are slated to happen today is a chapter battle pass featuring bio gear and epic essence. So individuals that might scoff and say bio gear battle pass, like, why would I need that? Why would I be interested in that? Well, if we haven't been paying attention, we're going to be getting very, very squeezed on bio gear in general. There's been a lot of teams that have been coming to the game in recent times, and it's different than what we've seen in the past. So we might be in different places regarding our build process. One of those teams is the Shadow Conclave, and we recognize that coming out this week will be the new Danger Room featuring the Shadow Conclave, so perhaps we're building that team. The last member to come out on the Shadow Conclave is Malekith. So with him being built, we then complete the team, and it seems reasonable, once again, if we're going to be using them in Danger Room. The Silver Surfer Breaker event is coming back, so it also might be a team that we could use to flex our score there to help us get a stronger Breaker character. If we didn't know, Malekith is a bio character, right? Malekith is a bio character. So the last member of the Shadow Conclave team is a bio member. Why is that important? Because again, it's going to kind of come down to the way we were building things. Did we build our Exalted X-Men first and then come back to our Shadow Conclave? If so, then we're not going to have a break between that and the next team. If we did it the other way around, we might have a little bit more of a break. But why is that significant? Because the next team that's coming into the game right now, characters that we're building up right now, are the Symbiote 6 team. And if we were not aware, all symbiote characters are bio characters. So it's possible we could have had a bookend with Malekith. Now we have 5 members of a team that we're building to some degree that all need the same type of gear. And as you see, we're able to do pretty well, right? This is the main account. On the main account here, we were able to do pretty well. We got them all built up to level 105, gear tier 20 thus far across the board, with the exception of Venom. We're still working on Venom. And again, this is an interesting point. As you see, I ran out of resources. We have time. We will be able to build him up, but we just want to be mindful that we ran out of resources. That's very, very significant. So most likely we'll be fine, right? Right now we're missing this piece right here, this Crimson Syringe. It's a gear tier 20 bio piece. And then next to that is going to be the Crimson Spectral Analysis. So we have plenty of that at the moment, but we have another character, another bio character that we need to we have another slot of this that we need to use. It looks like we'll still have enough, but we have more bio characters that we're going to need, and we're short on these special pieces. We want to try to take advantage of our opportunity to get these things inside of the chapter store. Right now, for the most part, all I'm buying on my main account in the chapter store is gear tier 20 pieces. So what I have here is one more of those Crimson Spectral Analysis. We bought that. And the other piece is a mutant piece. Normally, I would grab that up as well. However, if you look up at the top there, my Terra credits, I only have enough to make one more purchase. And so since I know that we're going to be needing these bio pieces, I'm just going to wait, right? In most cases, I would not do that. I would just grab the next piece and just keep going on, getting whatever I could. But I know that I need these pieces. I know that I'm going to be short because we have a lot of characters that need these pieces. So we're just going to wait, see what happens. We're going to see what happens when that that battle pass comes in. I'm guessing, I don't know, I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing that there'll be enough there for one character on the free-to-play track to get up to gear tier 20, probably 2 characters, maybe 3 on the paid side, including a gear tier 21 on the paid side. But we're playing free to play here. So we need to make sure that we're being diligent, right, in our resources. We need to be looking to make sure we have what we need and figuring out ways, hey, how can I get more of what I need? Again, another place where we can maybe do this is with our orbs here in the gear section. As you see, my gear 20 orbs, we opened them all. I don't know how many there were, but we opened them all. And that's what allowed us to get what we needed to get some of the other symbiote characters built up. So, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're only short one. We just need to finish off Venom like we said, but just keep in mind, those are there. Take advantage of it. We're going to be getting more of these as we do our raids and things like that. So we're getting back to the main part of Marvel Strike Force. Okay, we're getting back to the main economy. The economy, for the most part, I'm going to say is leveling out on the free-to-play side. It's leveling out, but we have to play the game. So we want to make sure we're doing our raids, right? Sometimes people say this doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. We want to make sure we're doing the regular things to get the things that we need. In addition, for the first time, I was prompted, again, this is the main account, I was prompted to acquire one of these pieces here from the gear store, the high tier store using shop credits. Now, this Crimson Maker scan, I think it was, I got a lot of them right now. I got a lot of them right now because we did end up, again, opening a bunch of gear tier 19, not 20, 19 orbs because we ran out of pieces. Just something to keep in mind. I don't think we're having a shortage, right? I have a ton of those orbs. We'll take a look back at that in a second. But just the fact that we ran out of pieces that we had on hand, I was prompted to come here and buy some of these pieces right here. So depending on where we are in the game, right? If we're not an ultra end game player, we don't have a ton of these things stacked up, we may start running into a little bit of a gear crunch. Don't panic. Just remember that these are here and don't take shortcuts, right? Unfortunately, there's individuals who, there's some gurus out there. And the gurus, they want you to take these shortcuts. Hey, if you just do this hack here, if you just do that there. And some people have suggested doing certain things with your shop credits to draw them down, doing certain things with your power cores to draw them down because they didn't see a need to use them in the near future. We always want to be careful of that. Maybe use a little of that extra currency, like play money, but then treat some of it as, hey, I need to keep some of this for my baseline, and I'm not going to experiment with that, right? Just like everyday budgeting, you have an amount of money that is you need for your bills and things like that, and then you have a little bit over here that maybe you can use for some playtime. But we have to be careful not to mix and match those things so we don't run out of the stuff that we actually need. So again, on this account, I was in no danger of actually running out. We have tons of Armory 19 orbs still there, but just the fact that we had to dip into that, haven't had to do that in a while. So just be mindful, because if it's happening to me, that means it's probably happening to somebody else as well. So after we get done building our Symbiote 6 team, we're going to then be moving into the Amazing Avengers. They will be coming free to play after the Symbiote 6 team. So we got a lot of great characters here that people are looking forward to, like Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk. We want to be mindful, though, that both of those characters are bio characters. So even after we finish building the symbiotes, then we're going to have more draw on our bio with these reworks characters. Some of them are old and we might have to put some effort in. Now, there are a lot of people who were able to get Spider-Man. Yeah, he's one of the best buddies. We see it sitting there. He's one of the best buddies. So a lot of us were able to perhaps qualify for a free Gear Tier 20 Spider-Man, depending on how long we've been playing, because he was part of the best buddies. And it was telegraphed that, hey, they would be reworking him. And they did. They did. And they now put him on the Amazing Avenger team. But everybody's not going to have that, right? My baby account, I don't have that. I don't have a best buddy Spider-Man. So I'm going to have to build Spider-Man in addition to the other characters. That is going to be a greater draw on the bio gear. It is something to keep in mind. We want to be on the lookout for it when we see it and start trying to stack it up if we can. The Incredible Hulk is also on that team. He is not one of the best buddies that we were gifted. We were able to use him, but he was not one of the best buddies that we were gifted. So we're going to have to build him up. Now, most of us might have him at a certain degree because he used to be on the Gamma team, but right, we're still going to be taxed on that newer gear. Maybe not the other resources, but that newer gear, that 19 and 20 Gear Tier 20 gear if we're going to be building this team up. They're a raid team. They're somehow going to fit into the new style of raids, we think, right? The trepidation raids. We don't know what that's going to look like, but raids are important. That's how you generate resources on the free-to-play side. So I'm always in favor of putting that investment into the raid team. Some people say just build them up enough just so they work. Well, make sure they work at the level that you're able to keep getting the resources. That's very important, right? It's an investment that you can make. It's easy, right? Raids are typically done on auto. We don't know what these new raids will look like. They're typically done on auto. So right there, like that paycheck that comes every day, and that stacks up over time, over weeks, months, and years. So then when we get to things like this, where we have to build multiple characters that have the same background, it makes sure that we have that resource available. Now, on top of that, one of the other members, Spider-Woman Julia Carpenter, is also a bio character. So the resource drain will continue, right? It will continue. So we want to be mindful of that. We should have enough stuff. We should be able to do it. Scopely wants us to be able to build the characters. They're going to make sure we have the things, but we have to make sure we're playing the game, and we got to try our best not to cut corners, right? So if we're going to skip out on certain things like our raids, if we're just going to play things at lower levels and not get the things we need, that stuff might come back to bite us. Right? We just talked about, let's see, we have 5 characters in the symbiotes, 3 more characters on this team. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 would be Malekith. So that's 9 characters in a relatively short period of time that are all grabbing the same kind of gear. So there's definitely a gear crunch coming. I think, though, that will be okay. Scopely, once again, wants you to be able to build the characters. They put the things out here. We just have to make sure that we're doing it. So take advantage, again, of getting any type of crimson gear orbs that you can. We get those in raids, a couple other things and milestones. We might have to open some of them if we've been hoarding to make sure we have enough of our items, know what we should and shouldn't be targeting. And then just keep in mind, in these situations, we're playing the long game, right? This is, we panic sometimes on the free-to-play side. Like, I don't have enough to do this. We don't need to do it all right now. One step at a time, one character at a time, and just stick to the plan and keep moving forward. We should have what we need. If you are a newer player, things might be different. Again, I like to know where you are in the build process. Right now, I'm working on Morph on the new player count. I just have one more piece. I already farmed it for today, but we're going to continue to farm that, and we should be able to get him up and running. So after we get Morph built up, that would then put me here in an opportunity to start working on our Symbiote 6 team, and we're going to have to build them all from scratch, right? We don't have a backlog of those characters. We're going to need to farm Venom and whatnot, which is fine. We're not sure how we're going to be able to get Null. We may not be able to get Null on the new player side, but still that would mean that there are 4 characters that have that bio trait that we need to build. As you can see, I did not use my power cores to unlock Riot and Toxin. Why is that? Well, because again, on the new player side of things, this is caution, a word of caution here. You don't have the resources that other people have. So we look at my power cores up there. I have 7,000. It probably will take all of that. It will probably take all that, maybe even more, to get both of those characters unlocked. And we can't afford to do that. We need to be saving our power cores in this case to make sure that we're refreshing our campaign energy, because we need our experience points, because getting to max level is more important than getting characters early. Does that make sense? Getting to max level is more important than getting to characters early, because your account level is what decides how much gear you can use, how strong you can actually get those characters. So we want to make sure that we're spending our resources in the right manner. And just like we were saying, see here on the new player side, we don't have a gear tier 20 Spider-Man, right? We don't have the best buddy for that. We're getting shards for our Incredible Hulk, but we haven't yet put any investment in them. So that's more bio gear that we're still going to have to come by in this area. And so we're still probably going to be dipping into the shop. We're still probably going to be dipping into the shop and need to use our shop credits for that. So let's make sure we're not wasting them on other things. We're going to need those shop credits probably to farm these characters like Spider-Man and the Hulk. That's what, and Venom, to be completely honest with you. So that's what I'm using my shop credits for on this account. So our shop credits are still dwindling, but it's going slower because we have completed some teams. We don't need to use as many. It's still trending downwards. It's still trending downwards. But again, because we've completed some teams, it's not as pressing. So just be mindful there. We have Spider-Man, we have Venom. We're going after them every day, but I'm not going after Ares, for example, on this account. He's a cool character, but we just want to make sure that we're going after the things that we're actually building or are definitely going to be building in the near future. So no projects that would be nice to have, only those ones that we need to have. So I'm curious to know where you're at in this process. Are you already running into the gear crunch? Do you have what you need? I'm very curious. This is going to be really interesting over the next couple of weeks as we see where people are at. I think the economy is in a really, really good place. Things are leveling out, but we just need to be careful with what we're doing. I was able to build, I think, 6 characters. I think I was able to build 6 characters this month. And so we're completely out of L4 training materials. The gold ones were completely out. We're starting to dip into the purple ones, but that's fine. I have everything built that I need to build so far. And now I'm just going to go back to gear. So it'll be an interesting experiment between how long does it take me to get the gear and how long does it take me to rebuild what I need for my training materials to start putting into the next team. In a couple of days, we're going to have a report for June when it comes to the economy. So look out for that. But I think we're in a good spot. I definitely like to hear back from you. And if you haven't seen this video right here talking about the economy, then I want to direct you to that. And I want to know if you're having the same experience or if you're experiencing something different.